Imagine you turn off your phone tonight, lock your front door, shut off all the lights, and just surrender yourself to absolute, heavy silence. And then, right in the middle of your pitch-black living room, someone coughs. A strange, unfamiliar sound. What do? Do you smile? Do you casually walk over and politely ask how their day was? Of course not. Your heart rate hits the ceiling. Your limbic system floods your brain with pure adrenaline, and your hand instinctively reaches for something heavy. You immediately drop into survival mode. Because here's the thing. For a modern human, flashing a friendly smile to a stranger on the street is just good manners. It's a social cue that says, "I'm safe." But for your ancestors living 50,000 years ago, baring your teeth to a stranger or showing them an ounce of unearned trust was the single fastest way to physically wipe your gene pool off the face of the earth. Literally. One fatal mistake in Stone Age diplomacy, and your entire group, including your children, became ashes of history. Today, we are breaking down the terrifying friend or foe protocol that built human society. And trust me, once you see how it works, you will never look at a random person on the subway the same way again. Now stay with me, because this is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Conventional history textbooks love to paint this romantic little picture. They show ancient humans wandering through the woods, bumping into other tribes, sharing berries, dancing around a campfire, and just vibing together. That is absolute nonsense. Wild nature doesn't do just chatting. During the Stone Age, humanity lived in microgroups of about 20 to 50 people. This wasn't just your friend group, it was your entire ecosystem. Every single person in that tribe was a massive investment. Raising one hunter to adulthood took tons of scarce meat, years of dangerous training, and colossal risk. So if the resources on your territory can strictly support 30 mouths, a 31st person isn't an interesting guest. They are a lethal threat. They are someone who arrived to take calories directly out of your children's hands. But how do you know who you're dealing with when a figure emerges from the thick brush? Evolution didn't have time for long, polite conversations. So, it built the ultimate social engineering program of the prehistoric world. A brutal, automated, us versus them filter. If a stranger got close and you displayed what anthropologists call excessive empathy, you died. And it wasn't just you. A tribe that dropped its guard opened the gates to its camp, where women and infants were sleeping. Rival tribes didn't just steal food, they eliminated competing males to ensure their own gene pool dominated. The stakes were absolute: total survival or total genetic erasure. But here is the paradox. Keep listening, because we are approaching the real mystery. If everyone hated and feared each other this much, how did humanity ever build cities? How did we avoid slaughtering each other into extinction before we even left the caves? The secret lies in a phenomenon scientists call the summer trade alliances. Once a year, when the sun warmed the earth and game was plentiful, a miracle happened at neutral territories, at the base of sacred cliffs or along major rivers. Tribes temporarily disabled their wartime protocols. This was controlled, high-stakes diplomacy of the highest order. Nothing was spontaneous. Every single step, every single gesture was heavily regulated. This is where they traded obsidian from distant mountains for healing herbs, or, more importantly, exchanged brides to prevent the genetic decay of inbreeding. But the moment you stepped outside those strictly designated zones and dates, the rules vanished. Now let's look closer at the smile. What is a smile, objectively, in the animal kingdom? When a chimpanzee or a snarling predator bares its teeth, it is showing you its weapons. It is an act of aggression. It's a warning that says, "Look at what I will rip you apart with if you take another step." An ancient human seeing a stranger bash their teeth in the distance didn't think, "Oh, look, he's happy to see me." Their brain screamed, "There is a spear flying at my face." A genuine, relaxed smile could only exist within the tight safety of the tribe, among the people you trusted to watch your back while you slept. Flashing your teeth to a stranger in the woods meant you were either declaring war or you were an idiot who was about to get your family killed. But look, if your skin is prickling right now, realizing the sheer ocean of fear and discipline that separates us from our past, do me a quick favor. Hit the subscribe button right below this video. It helps us keep digging up these stories. Now, bring it back to right now. Look at your own life. Look at the people around you on the bus, in a coffee shop, or walking down the street. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable it feels to hold eye contact with a stranger for just a second too long? How your body automatically tenses up when a random person sits right next to you in a mostly empty train car? Why we throw on headphones and stare into our screens, creating a desperate illusion of, "I'm not actually here." That is not because you are antisocial. It's not because the modern world has become cold and distant. That is a 150,000-year-old survival script running in the background of your brain. Every single time you pass a stranger on a dark street and that quiet inner voice whispers, "Stay sharp." That is not your paranoia. That is a nameless prehistoric hunter speaking directly into your subconscious. The one who survived the ice ages because they kept their mouth shut, mistrusted the outsider, and gripped their stone axe a little tighter. Because of their total paranoid refusal to trust, you're sitting here today watching this video. Your DNA remembers the price of a careless smile, and that price was simply too high to pay. Every single one of us is a descendant of the people who survived because they knew exactly when to hide their teeth. The hunter inside you is still paying attention. I'll see you in the next one.